We also have to understand who has power in our society and who doesn't, who has a seat at the table and who doesn't. I also think it's just incredibly transformative when you see communities start to understand that they have the power to fight back and that they can achieve that. And we've seen that in the struggles that we've been involved in at the Workers' Action Centre. We've gotten legislative change, we've pushed for a higher minimum wage, we've taken on bad bosses, we've organised with workers who are facing discrimination by temp agencies, and we've won. So many of the workers that we work with are in low-wage, precarious types of jobs. These are temp, contract, casual, part-time jobs, and over the past 20 years we've seen a massive deterioration of wages and working conditions for racialized communities, for women, for migrant workers, for workers who are low-wage. So we've seen, as our climate is suffering, wages and poverty are also going down, and I think it's really incredibly important to make the links with the environmental issues that we're dealing with, the jobs that people are trying to survive on. $11 an hour is the minimum wage here in Ontario, and there's nothing much left at the end of the day when you've paid your rent and you can barely put food on the table. I think if we're wanting people to pay more attention to climate change and to the fact that our planet is in jeopardy environmentally, we need to look at why people aren't speaking out and fighting as much as they should be. If we have a low-wage economy, if we have people trying to just eke out a living, just surviving in jobs, then we're not able to pay attention to broader issues of social justice. We're not able to pay attention to pipelines and the tar sands and to toxic chemicals in our rivers and in our oceans, because we're just trying to do the best we can. I think building true solidarity and really having one's back when people are really struggling with day-to-day stuff is really critical. If we don't ensure that workers who are in low wage and precarious jobs are part of that movement, then we're missing a massive segment of our population. Folks who are involved in the environmental movement and climate change can see that if we want people to be fighting alongside environmentalists, we have to deal with the issues of survival and decent work and police brutality and racism and immigration policies and violence against women, because that is the kind of crucial everyday experience of people on the streets. There's another slogan in the labour movement, it's an injury to one is an injury to all, right? You recognise that them being injured affects your struggle and affects your ability to live your life. And if we don't understand those connections, then I think that we're missing a huge piece of what it means to struggle together. And I think those groups with privilege need to see who they're marching with on July 5th. They need to see the struggles that people are going to be writing on their banners and placards and the leaflets that they're going to be handing out, and not just dismissing them, but actually starting to have conversations. If we don't understand those issues of power and representation and the ability to organize and what that means and what it means to build alliances and what it means to build sort of common struggles and common interests, then I think that's going to be, that's going to be the challenge. That will be the challenge, and I think you can only do it through actually walking the road and sitting at the table together and wanting to be involved and saying, yes, I have a place, I have a spot at the table, and that's where I belong, and you should listen to me. That is really cool. Like, that is amazing to see. Our communities are not stupid. They know when they're being tokenized. They know when their struggles are not really being truly recognized and when they're an add-on. And so that we need to make sure that we're not just an add-on, that we're actually truly integrated, and that we have a seat at the table. And that, I think, will start to build the bridges, to build that solidarity, and to build that common struggle.